What is up, brothers? Oh, it's gonna be a short one today. What up, bruh? Oh, fuck. You. It's coffee time. Again, you guys know the deal. Ask questions if you got them, and I'll try my best to answer. Is that like blurry? What the fuck is that? Is that better? Fuck it. I'm gonna do some oh shit thoughts on Pavel Tolstoy, Power to the People. Haven't read it. Assuming that's a book. I have not read it. I'm sorry. Fuck my coffee. Can you advise me on Go Mad? I'm skinny fat but want the abs. Should I bulk up then cut? Yeah. I mean, you're skinny fat. You just need to fucking put some muscle on, lift heavy. Cause that still counts as natty coffee, right? God damn, I'm gonna fucking spill coffee everywhere. Am I like super pixelated? Or is that just me? I'm seeing that shit. Oh, God damn. Dude, I have such a high caffeine tolerance, it's fucked up. Thank you, Caden, for your shit posting. I look forward to it. Chelsea's not with us today, so I'm sorry for those of you who enjoyed her. Really? I'm not like at least 10 cups a day. It's fucked up. I need to like fix that. I have a heart attack. I got this new coffee. It's fucking I don't know what it's called even. It's not Dunkin' Turbo, so I'm cheating on Dunkin's, which makes me feel kind of bad. Cameron's, that's what it's called. Cameron's coffee. It's just a little darker. Alright, what's the best way to do Jefferson deadlifts, Caden? Do tell. She's gonna spray everywhere. What up, Berserk Strength? My back hurts when doing regular squats. There's less strain on your lower back during a Zercher. It's more upper back. So you're probably, the thing with Zercher squats, it forces you into proper bracing. But the back squat doesn't, so you're probably not bracing properly when you're doing a back squat. That's probably why your lower back hurts. You're probably lacking some hip mobility too. So that'd be my diagnosis. Get better at bracing and work on hip mobility. Did a big style lift for 10 years ago. I was 10 years ago, but haven't since. Is muscle memory a real thing, or basically would I start as a newbie? It's definitely a real thing. Doesn't mean you should like jump into going nuts again, but muscle memory is definitely a real thing. There's some study that Nautilus, you know, the Nautilus machines. There's a study, I don't know what it's called. It's like this something Cleveland experiment or some bullshit. And the Nautilus machine inventor dude had a bodybuilder put on like 40 pounds of muscle in a month. But that was because he'd just come off an injury, the bodybuilder guy, and he had this like muscle memory, so he built his back super fast, basically. So, happy holidays, David Irons Chamber. Yeah. So yeah, muscle memory is definitely a real thing. Like, I haven't played basketball in forever, but I know I'd be pretty good at it if I just picked one up and practiced for a few days. Again, it's all about having a base. So you probably built a nice base doing that. So you'll come back faster than the average person. There's some dark coffee. I normally drink fucking yeah. Case, but yeah, he was a freak, so. So you want to get in your sumo stance with one of your feet facing forward, lined up with the smooth, the other foot perpendicular. Then spread your feet down and spread your feet out. Shins don't go over your feet. Yeah, so the thing with like Jefferson deadlifts, what I teach people is like, if you're into a stance, we're gonna push someone, look at your feet, and that's probably the position you want to Zercher in. I mean, not Zercher, Jefferson. It's not for everyone. That's usually a starting point, and then it kind of adjusts from there. So it's almost like a sumo, just not quite as wide. If you go too wide in the sumo, lockouts can be a little harder. So that's an overtraining. Not a thing unless you're a professional athlete, probably. Can you ever do too much, or is it all about how much you put in is what you put out? That's a lot of it. You can definitely do too much. There's diminishing returns for sure, but no, overtraining, most people, like 99.99999 infinite percent of the population undertrained probably. So, I mean, the human body can handle a lot, and you really gotta, you know, it can adjust to pretty much everything. If you just ease into stuff, your body will handle pretty much everything. If you want to do sets of 50, fucking do it, you know, whatever. Wrestling stance to for yeah, it could be. It's a lot of it's personal preference. Everyone's Jefferson setup should be different, pretty much. I know you mentioned one shouldn't do Zercher squats, deadlifts if they don't have a good base, while Zercher front squats, interacting from the rack instead of pulling from the floor. That's definitely better. It's more Zercher deadlifts people should be doing as beginners. Zercher squats aren't really that technical and can be useful for building a base. Mostly Zercher deadlifts. Like, most people should not be doing that. People like me and Eric can do that. Other people should not be doing that. But Zercher squats, even on ones off the floor, are fine. But yeah, out of the rack is probably the easiest way to do it, which my clients who have Zerchering, that's what they do. Do that Kyrikios Grizzly dude, I love him. Fucking awesome. Caden says, I lift every day, roll every day, and do MMA every day. Probably 4 hours of working out a day. See, you can like handle that shit. Like, if you're doing all that, like, you're probably not gonna be just like the strongest fucking dude on the planet because you're doing too much stuff. But you know, you're gonna get really good at a lot of shit. So Wisconsin jacket. What's your hatred of Ohio State on a scale of 1 to 10? Dude, that's Saturday. So first they crushed us in basketball, like not even close. And they fucking beat us in fucking football. And I was close to tears, not gonna lie. I was pretty close. That was, that fucking sucked. I have a client of mine, he has class with Hornibrook, who's our quarterback, Wisconsin. And he said he was looking pretty down the next day. Or 2 days later, I guess it was. Thoughts on ab roller? I think it's good. Probably the better ab exercises. As long as it doesn't bother your shoulders. You did Zercher squat deads before you ever squatted? That's a terrible idea, man. That's awesome though if you were able to. Or you mean like Zercher squats? You mean Zercher deads for Zercher squats? That's fine. So there's no need to have done Zercher squats first, but probably helps. But yeah, fucking Ohio State sucks. Oh, the Ohio State, sorry. Fuck Ohio State. Fuck Ohio. Oh, the Packers almost lost to the fucking Browns yesterday, too. Jesus. Sucks. Not a good year to be a Wisconsin resident. This coffee's hot as shit. Should I grow my mustache out? What do you guys think? I'm gonna grow it out again. What did you do diet-wise? Carbs, fats, protein, if you wanted to get under 10% body fat. Probably up the fat, reduce the carbs, up the protein. I won't go crazy either way. It's mostly just calories in, calories out. So, I mean, percentage, whatever. Let's see. Off the floor onto the knees, then up. That's called Zercher cycle. Do you recommend barbell rows on Wisconsin method? Yeah. I've done a bunch of different rows. Done Yates. I've done Penlay. Not sure I've done a straight, like, traditional bent over row. Those seal rows. Which isn't bent over really, but what was I doing? One arm stuff. Crocs. Yeah, rows work great. I usually do sets of 3 to 5 on rows. And then if it's more of a strict row, for like the seal or the Penlay, I do a drop down set. If it's not a strict one, then I don't do a drop down set. Seal rows, I think, are a good supplemental movement for people who train like quote-unquote normal. I think they're not very good for Wisconsin athlete. I don't think I really got anything out of it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Let's see. I really like the video you made for what constitutes a good base. So on top of learning different movements, how strong should you be on those movements? So a lot of it with like when I was talking about like the hierarchy of movements, like being proficient with a goblet squat first, and then a front squat, and then a back squat. So usually like goblet squats, I want to make sure someone can, with like a like at least like 53-pound kettlebells, usually what they are, it's like 24 kilos, can do like 5 reps, no problem. I shouldn't have to look at them. They should be able to do it without me looking. I should know in my heart of hearts that they can do it without me. Front squat, probably like, at least like 135 minimum. This depends on the little size of the person and stuff too. Which again, this take 2 seconds. If someone's already squatted before and I see they like do 1 set and they're fine, then like, we'll never do goblet squats again, maybe. But yeah, front squats at least 135, back squats, and then you move back squats or whatever. So it's a bit like, it's a bit the weight you're moving, but a lot of it's how you're moving. Like, you should be able to move 80% of a max perfectly every single time you do it, basically. And then in my mind, you're proficient, probably, at it, assuming you're lifting somewhat heavy weights. But it's a little person-to-person basis. Like, for dudes like 5'6" and 120 pounds, like, I don't expect a 405 front squat before you start doing back squats or something like that. Is there a noticeable difference in raw milk GOMAD? I've never done raw milk GOMAD, so I don't know. Sorry. Well, I have a good plan for my 1,000 sub special. You guys will like it, I think, if you have a halfway decent sense of humor. Will deficit low handle hex bar squats be alright on the knees? Wait, what? You mean like what I was doing with like the deadlift, you mean? I don't know how you do a hex bar squat unless you're like holding it. I don't know how that works. If you mean a deadlift, yeah, it's fine. It's fine on the knees. Hey, I've done belt squats. They make my back feel comfy. I mean, I'm kind of doing them right now. It's obviously I've made my back too, but I've never done them besides that, really. Is it snowing? It was snowing this morning. I haven't left the gym and we're in like a basement, so I think it's supposed to though. So I'm gonna assume it is. I hope it is. What's my favorite good morning variation, and did your spinal rectors grow significantly doing them? I think seated good mornings are probably my favorite with the straight barbell. They're probably the hardest also. Did my rectors grow? I don't know. Like, growth doesn't happen overnight. I have really fucking big erectors because I do a lot of shit that involves a lot of erectors all the time. So I don't know if they, like, anyone saying their muscles are growing super fast is probably full of shit. You know, like, your muscle can only grow so fast. But yeah, they definitely, my erectors have grown from all these good mornings I've done, for sure. Definitely got stronger. Grow out the mustache and film more vids in that room with all the pipes. Yeah, it's my sex dungeon. In addition, wear a red hat, red shirt, and overalls. I should make a bunch of Super Mario Nintendo puns. Nice. Thoughts on landmine rows? I think they're really good. T-bar rows would get a little silly as they get heavier because you start standing more and more upright, so they get kind of worthless at a certain point. But what the fuck they call them? Meadows rows and supinated Meadows rows are great. Should easy low trap bar wobble at the top? You talking about the one where it's like already on the ground that the things are up and go out? I don't know. I've never used one. I'd assume it would because the weight's like above your hands, isn't it? So I can see it like wobbling. That makes sense. Do a camber squat using a trap bar. I actually tried that. The one we have, it's a little too narrow, so like digs in my shoulders real bad. I did try that though. Can you please make a 3-part video explaining to me the intricacies of RPE? Dude, that dude needs to fucking hit RPE 10 once in a while. Holy shit. Needs to try trying. My buddy went hiking for the Appalachian Trail for 6 months, was cleaning 330 before, came back and missed 200. Why does strength go away so quickly? So, especially with with like Olympic lifting, where it's very explosive. It's a lot of nervous system, and if you really haven't been using your nervous system for, you know, in that way, in an explosive way for 6 months, it's definitely gonna be away. Like I'm sure his clean will come back super fast, probably like a month or something. But yeah, that's basically what it is. Just nervous system adaptation. Do you believe that the process of mastering a craft carries over to a discipline that isn't related? For sure. Like, perfect example, when I was in Norway, I trained this woman. She was this really quiet, like, tiny lady. And she started getting stronger and stronger. And that the confidence she was getting in the gym went over to her work. Like, she had been working the same job for, like, 20 years. Like, no one even noticed her in her job, I'm pretty sure. And then she started getting more confidence, started talking to more people, and eventually, like, got a big promotion and stuff. And it's all because, you know, she was very disciplined in the gym and she was awesome. And yeah, so definitely learning a craft and mastering one can carry over stuff you're not even doing. How can I train more towards muscle instead of strength? Just induce more hypertrophy, higher reps. I mean, hypertrophy, a lot of it is just from strength gains. So whatever makes you strongest is probably also going to make you put on the most mass. It's kind of very related. Look at Eric, doesn't do any volume, fucking big dude. I'm a pretty big dude, don't do any volume ever, so just get strong, honestly, if you're natty. Maybe just sets a 3 instead of 1, but if you never hit RPE 10, how does one know what RPE 8 is? Fucking exactly. It's not. He's, oh god, he's so dumb. So shitty. Such a shitty trainer. My opinion, if you get strong, you get big. Exactly. Pete Rubish quote: if the weight goes up, it was easy. If it fell, it was hard. That's great. Lift your shirt off. Then leave him allowed to the gym. What type of changes would you make to your training, reps, diet, etc. if you wanted the bodybuilder look? I'd eat less and train like a bodybuilder. If I want to look like a bodybuilder. I don't want to look like that. That's not something I strive for. I'd be beefy. Thoughts on Grizzly Kriakrios? Fucking love him. He's one of my favorite dudes. Dude doesn't give a shit. That's awesome. One of the few people on the planet who actually don't give a shit. A lot of people say they don't give a shit, but give a lot of shits. But he doesn't give a shit, clearly. How can you fix a slightly rounded upper back? You probably don't need to. I live with a rounded upper back all the time. If that's where you feel strongest and your body kind of naturally goes to, I'd honestly just get used to it, and that's it. I'm not Eric Bugenhagen, no. People ask me we're brothers. I don't think we look alike, though. You know. How would I recomp? I would just eat slightly less and do it very slowly. Probably in a fucking hurry to do shit, and then it doesn't go well. What was that? That's Bud Jeffries. I love him. He actually, the first day I did these weird squat things, he liked, commented, and started following me because of it. So he's a cool dude. I feel bad for him. I know his son recently died tragically, and that fucking sucks. So I feel for the guy. It's never fun losing a loved one, especially your son. Like, I can't imagine. It's gotta fuck you up. But I think he's a great dude. He just wants to have fun and spread some knowledge. Can't hate on him. But with recomp, I just do it very slowly, eat a slight deficit. People are like, cut bulk, and they go so fast and nothing ever changes. They just go from fat to skinny all the time. Exactly, kid. Like every type of training, or not every type, but most types of training work if you just like put your heart and soul into them. Just crypto gains. Fucking time's it. This is gonna be kind of a short one, guys. Just so you know. Like 15 more minutes. Oh, Bitcoin? Oh, duh. I'm fucking retarded. I've heard it's been a crazy week for Bitcoin. I don't have any Bitcoins. I know a guy at the dorm I lived in college, like when I first started, he set up like the dorm. He had a bunch of computers in there. It was a bit mining. It was free internet and free power, so pretty fucking smart. Exactly, not strong enough. What's your bicep curl? Do I look like I do bicep curls? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. What was I doing? Like those net neutrality should remain. What was I doing with those hammer curls, the safety squat bar? I don't know how that really compares to a straight bar, but I was doing shit down there. Alright. So you're meant to get a belly full of air to brace for deadlift, but how do you do this and keep the tension there for more than one rep? I can do it in squat, but I don't know how to deadlift. Just keep holding your breath. Breathe at the top is my always advice. Don't try to breathe in the bottom. So when you like come up for the rep, this is where you breathe. Go down again. Breathe again. Right? People always try to breathe in the bottom. You're not going to be able to breathe very well. PR front squat? I don't know. I haven't front squat in a long time. I did those safety squat bar front squats. What advice would you give to older lifters? Really important to build a base, especially if you've lifted a long time. Build a fucking base. Get good at moving in a lot of planes of motion, not just forward and backwards and up and down, but side to side also. If you're super old, practice getting up from the ground. One thing I do with like elderly clients I've had is I have them lay on their stomach, stand back up. Lay on the left side, stand back up. Lay on the right side, and lay on your back, stand back up. Then I have them do the same thing all over again without allowing them to use their left hand. Do all four. Then they can't use their right hand. Then they can't use their left leg. Then they have both. They can't use either hands. Teaches you them. This is really elderly people, obviously. Teaching them how to get off the ground, because people eventually are gonna fucking fall. Old people, and they're gonna hurt themselves and might have a broken arm. So now you know how to get up with only one arm. Easiest thing you can do. If you have grandparents, fucking have them do that. It's a great exercise. It really warms you up. If you're even a young person, a really good way to warm up your joints. So, other than that, you know, you're gonna have to like monitor your volume a lot more if you're older. You can't do crazy shit all the time, but you can still go super hard. Like, it's not just, age is just a number, really. Let's see. Thoughts on lowering the bar gently instead of dropping it? I mean, for like deadlift, it has its purposes. I just mostly drop shit though. Turkish get-ups are great. I don't have the most. I know it's like 2 years ago, maybe probably 3 years ago. I did a 135 Turkish get-up with a barbell, but I haven't really done them since then. I don't even know if that's good or not. I think it's pretty good. So, I haven't done them one time. Turkish get-ups are great though. But yeah, with elderly people, you really got to teach them how to move better. Old people suck at moving. We're doing the behind the back Zercher, current world record 185. Don't even know how the fuck that worked. Was that the one you did? Was that one you put on Reddit? That's fucking ridiculous. I could not get in a position. You have long ass arms. I have fucking T-Rex arms. I measured him last week. So I'm almost 6'2", I'm like 6'1.5", a little more. And my wingspan, I think, was like 5'10". It's fucked up. Plus I have broad shoulders, so my arms are even shorter than that. What's my favorite upper body pressing exercise? Z-press, I guess. Z-presses are great. Yeah, reverse hyperspeed. I almost bought one last week, actually. A guy was selling one used for $1,000. And I was like, so I can put it in my apartment and just have it sit there. And I was like, am I actually going to use it when I leave the gym? Probably not. Half kneeling landmine presses are awesome too, now I'm thinking about it. It was really good. Better than a standing landmine press. I think standing landmine presses are kind of worthless, honestly. It's so light at the top, especially if you're tall. Yeah, half kneeling one's really good though. You can do a Z press with the landmine, that feels good. Really have to brace like a motherfucker. It's real good. Really standing overhead press is good. Regular one. Push press. never been like. So I like there's nothing wrong with bench. Well, I have some of my clients benching, but what? I got a random request. Can you literally tell me to embrace the suck? Marilyn Monroe. Let me get real fucking close here. You can see all my pimples and pores. Embrace the suck. There you go. That's for you. What's a Jefferson squat? Like going super deep with it? You're welcome, Marilyn Monroe. What was I talking about? So bench press? Oh yeah, bench press. So, not a bad movement. I don't like it. I say it's about fucking everything. Same with conventional deadlifts. Fine movement. It's a good movement. I teach it to all my clients. Usually the first thing I teach people. Don't like it for myself. Hips are in line with the bar instead of angles. Oh, almost like a lunge, you mean? How many pounds can I expect to add to my lifts if I grow a mustache? At least 100 pounds at every single lift. Even like wrist curls. 100 pounds, guaranteed. I don't know what you mean, Caden. Wait, so your hips are in line with the bar instead of... I don't know what you mean. Why do people other than powerlifters use normal bars for squat when people can use safety bars? I think a lot of people get a lot more out of safety squat bars, honestly. Nothing wrong with the barbell squat. Safety squat bars are awesome, though. That's why I use them all the time. Oh, perfectly the bar. That sounds fucking awful. Jesus. I'm having difficulty with Jefferson deadlifts. The bar scrapes my hamstring on the front leg. The way I've caused the movement to slow or stick. So your setups were off then. Either go wider or narrower. Probably narrower, honestly. Change your foot angle. You're probably starting with the bar too far forward too, so you're almost lunging it up and using too much back instead of your legs. So just mess with your setup. That's a Jefferson bars, safety squat bars. Yeah, mess with your setup. Probably go closer. You're probably too wide, and you're like using all back. So you're basically like a straight leg deadlift probably. / weird lunge. Number one tip: drink more water. Everyone's fucking dehydrated. I think I saw something like 80% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. Now, bench isn't necessarily bad for your shoulders. Doing it wrong is bad for your shoulders, and failing shit. It's easy to make it wrong, bad for your shoulders. It's not inherently bad for them. So, with Jefferson deadlifts, you're supposed to twist as you come up? No, not really. Your torso sharply angled in the proper position. Guys, you should check out Marcus Bruvik. I always shout him out. He's a Norwegian guy. He's 17. He just squatted like 180 kilos, and he weighs way less. He's 17, so you go check his channel out, by the way. Which is an unofficial Norwegian record, I believe. Which is fucking awesome. Let's see, Alec. I've been training for 1 year. I'm 17. My overhead press and squat are at a very high range. My deadlift and bench are too low in comparison. What can I do? You bench 160, deadlift 300, squat 405, and overhead press 150. Those are some weird numbers, man. Like, hold on. So you probably have technique issues, is my guess. If you're overhead pressing 150 and benching only 10 pounds more, you have some bench issues, probably. If your deadlift's that much lower than your squat too, you're probably either you're not actually hitting depth on squat, or you have some technique issues. I'd hire someone to look at you. I warm my shoulders with some band work and pull-ups. Yeah, I have a lot of my clients warm up their shoulders with like, they call them dislocates, shoulder dislocates with a stick, also called pass-throughs, and then band pull-aparts. Go do those two, be pretty good. gravity weighs less in Norway. It's true. So all good skiing. Up, Randy. Yeah, check out Marcus though. He's a beast. Any injuries? Not from lifting. Nope. So I've had injuries in the past. I've broken my pinky toe twice. I broke my nose and I fixed it myself, which don't fucking do because this side of my nose doesn't work anymore. There's bone fucking closing it off. So don't fix your own nose. Oh shit, Adam's here? What's up? That's about it though. No, nothing major. What's the next lift you're gonna pick or I'm gonna do? I don't know. I don't plan ahead usually. Sometimes I do, but I'm gonna do another day of these. I'm gonna go over 700 pounds with this steel ball squat. That today. Yeah, face pulls are good too, David. Let's see, how much is a good price for an hour for one-on-one technique with a powerlifting coach? Depends who it is. I mean, don't just find some random fucking Instagram dude. So, yeah. Can I bring my squat from 315 to 405 running Bulgarian method? I can deadlift 500, so I feel like my posterior chain can handle it. Oh, for sure. You'd probably really benefit from that then. If you have strong posterior chain, but you're lacking in your squat, Bulgarian's probably the perfect thing for you. Probably at 405 in like a couple weeks. That's the thing too, like, people are so worried about carryover all the time, I think. My natty journey, what up? No, you cannot. I can. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, so we're about carryover. People are always like, oh, if I only do squats, is my like overhead press gonna get shittier? If you put 150 pounds on your squat, your overhead press will probably get better too. Like if you just get fucking strong, shit'll work out. So, how the hell do you snatch grip without the bar? What? Oh, signing your dick, not constantly out. So it hits my nuts every time I snatch grip deadlifts because I don't do them. I have really short arms and my lockout's like so high up. Wear some compression shorts though. Probably the best one. Not kind of slipping out, then you gotta get some straps. So, yeah, get straps. Doing it strapless is dumb. Bench is the same lift. Email recommend Mike Rashid asking for a G4P. I think he's probably busy, not strong enough. Because it's pretty common in the bodybuilding world, a lot of like gay for pay stuff, and I guess in women's bodybuilding there's a lot of like meet up to get touched by dudes, not to have sex with them, but it's like touching prostitution. I don't know what you call it. So weird. Do you think deadlifts are a good mass builder? Not really. I think squats way better for just putting on mass. Too much stuff static. Oh shit. Got a lot of questions in it. Do you think I can add Zercher squats as a movement when I just don't want to front squat? It seems to carry over more to deadlift than back squats. It might carry over more. Again, carry over, my thoughts on it. But are you good at front squat? If you just suck at front squat, that's not why you're doing it, then that's a bad reason. But if you just don't want to do front squats, but you're already kind of good at them, go ahead and replace them with Zerchers. What happened to Matt Ogus? He was like the tiny dude who was like overhead pressing all the time, wasn't he? What happened to him? Does progressive range of motion work with all deadlifts? Probably. No, behind the back deadlifts doesn't really work. Behind the back rack pulls from anything like above your knee is not going to do shit because it changes the movement. Below the knee will work, but... Let's see. Do you know of any tips for someone with long arms for pressing movements such as bench and overhead press? I seem to do well with dips, but nothing else. Get a lot stronger triceps. Always triceps with pressing stuff, especially bench. Work the shit out of your triceps, especially like floor press will help you a lot. So let's see. I know a guy who's messed up obliques. What is a good recovery exercise that I can tell him? My nanny journey, you need to go see a doctor. That's what you need to do. I know him, so. My feet is a few inches behind the other one's squat. Does this matter? Depends. Kolkov does it if you're doing, a lot of it's just mental errors, so. Fucking hold on, I got a text. Jesus Christ. Sorry, 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. Where was I? Probably you should try to work on keeping them the same, because you are not Dmitry Klokov. Your feet. Front squats crush my collarbone sometimes. I feel more comfortable with the bar tucks. So you might just be holding it wrong, but I get it. My opinion, follow a Reddit program until you're strong. You don't have to do a Reddit program. I don't know what that means necessarily. Like talking about like GZPL or whatever, or LP. I mean GZLP. So they're not bad. Like there's nothing wrong with those programs, but you know there's a lot of times you really need to learn to assess your weaknesses and work on them. People are really bad at that. Like if you're failing your bench, figure out why. It's probably triceps of your bench, but what's the best way to bring up a really weak hamstring on only one side? Too weak to do single leg curls on that side. Single leg deadlifts are great. Like single leg straight deadlifts, bent leg, good to go. I was thinking about the numbers you mentioned for the squat variations, and I surpassed those numbers. Back squat is 245. Do you think I should focus on squatting more, or can I transition? Transition to what? Like a Zercher, or to more heavy pull focus training soon? I'd focus on squat more. It's gonna have, again, talking about carryover. Squat's probably gonna do the most for your body, in my opinion, or some kind of squat. Heavy cheat rows are better for mass than deadlift, yeah. Dawson Dorian Yates is a fucking beast. I love Yates rows. Snatches and ego lift, like rack pulls above it. What do you think is the best for stronger triceps? Close grip bench or dips? I can't do skull crushers or jam press, hurts my elbows. If you want to carry over to bench, I'd probably do close grip bench. I like dips a lot though too. I think they're both pretty equal for tricep strength, for tricep gains. But I do it like, you should try some rollbacks if jam presses and sculptures hurt. So rollback, take dumbbells and you kind of like roll them back. So when you're here, like your fist should be facing the bench behind you, and you kind of roll up, roll down, roll up. This is quite a bit easier on the elbows. Just try those. Best Side Barbell does them all the time. I'm sure you can find some instructional video from them. Do band work, that too. Just a bunch of band work bicep curls before you try any like super thing that's stretchful on the elbows, or after too. You know, yeah, 4 or 5 squat is really, then you're pretty solid strength wise to go on other stuff. Do I do cardio at all? No, not anymore. I used to row competitively though, so. But Craig Prince. Still do bicep curls. Good for elbow health. Ectomorph isn't a thing, Parker Griffith. Hate to break it to you. It probably is an appetite suppressor coffee, but you just gotta force shit down. Do you think if you missed your chance to play sports as a kid, you're fucked? Not necessarily. You are definitely at a disadvantage, but you're not fucked. starting late and feel like playing sports, growing up affects you differently than starting later. I mean, it does definitely. Like you're like you probably have to focus more on building a base starting out, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Plenty of people who never played sports go plenty far in strength training. But that's it. Let's see. Weird exercises you haven't experienced yet but want to in the future. Ooh. Also, Music Against Stress is your channel about like using music to like fuck that, I can't even, I'm lacking words right now. Is your channel about like helping people relax and stuff? What's your channel about? Sounds interesting. Something I want to experiment with though. I don't know, a lot of it I just think up on the day I'm gonna do it, so I don't really know. I wanted to do with the Zercher harness thing I bought, but I wanted to do the Zercher harness ox lift, but it was impossible, unfortunately. So I don't know. I might experiment with that thing a little bit though. What do you think of RDLs? I know they work the hammies glutes. Are they also good for posterior chain? I mean, the hammies glutes are probably posterior chain. I think RDLs are great. A lot of people are lacking hamstring strength, especially Americans, just kind of because of how we live. So RDLs are really good. As if by magic you're given one lift that you're guaranteed to progress on every day from 1 year, what lift do you choose? Ox lift, of course. Any kind of ox lift. Is it normal to Z-press the same on the floor as you can do on a bench without back support? Most people would probably do a little less because still when you're on a bench you can still plant your feet. So most people do less. So it's not necessarily normal though. Any recommendations? Building base with strength base is good. 355 bench, 560 Jefferson, etc. But my athleticism is complete dog shit. I do a lot of single leg stuff then. If you're what you call an athletic person, do a shit ton of single leg stuff, single arm stuff. Good to go. Let's see. T-bar row versus seal row for mass. Like for upper back mass or total body? Probably T-bar, I guess. I don't know. I don't lift for mass, guys. Who's Royler? And why is he a bitch? So like Eric Bugenhagen said, is squat every day with 1 push press max Monday, 1 pull max Tuesday, then accessory hypertrophy Wednesday, then repeat again. Is that a good program? Yeah, that's not bad. That's not what we do, but that's not bad. Single leg stuff. No, I mean like Bulgarian split squats, lunges for single leg stuff, not just like pistols. You can do pistol too, but lunges and stuff like that. Single leg deadlifts. I've heard of the concept of GPP and have a vague idea of what it is. Do you have any input on it? So it's general physical preparedness. So basically is building a base more or less. Being prepared to do shit that you're not specifically training for. Especially beginners, I think it's important. So whether that could be like if you're a fucking fireman doing powerlifting, like doing fucking 5x5 is not gonna have, like being stronger and stuff is gonna help you, but you also need to be prepared to do like cardio. You need to be prepared to do, you know, long term, you know, holding heavy weights and stuff. That's what you should train for, not just getting purely strong or purely whatever. Let's see. How to convince a gym bro mind-muscle connection is bullshit. It's not, I don't think it's 100% bullshit. It's like 95% bullshit. Not like, oh, it's about the squeeze, not the weight. But like, if you're moving more weight, you're going to be squeezing harder. So just move more weight. I don't know. I don't know how to convince someone to not do mind-muscle connection. But it's definitely a thing. Like, learning how to control your muscles is very important when you're lifting. Like, especially like scapular control. Most people really fucking suck at that. And you should work on it. Do you know anyone like all beginners that has good scapular control? Have you ever met one?
Scapular control?
Yeah. No. Yeah, most people are pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like that's if they're fortunate.
Yeah, right.
But not like control.
No. Work on like it's a kind of a thing. Not in the way like bodybuilders talk about it, where it's like if you just think about your muscle more, it's gonna grow more. But I mean,
it's pushing it.
Yeah, it's pushing it.
Right here.
Grab this shit out the way. Oops, sorry. Let's see. The document on rock lifting is pretty cool. The Rogue one, I think that was pretty sweet. Aren't unilateral rows like one-arm T-bar rows and Meadows rows better for hitting the back than barbell rows for the most part? I don't know about better. They're different. You can probably get more scapular movement if you're doing a croc row, for example. I don't see no lift is better than any. Well, that's not true, but for the most part, like any type of row isn't better than any other type of row. They just have different purposes. Like there's no supreme lift ever. Is Bulgarian style good for leaning out? No. You need to be eating. Good for maintaining, it's fine. Like I haven't really gained weight or anything for a while, so. Not good for cutting, you need energy. You'll start stalling super quick and not progressing much in anything. If you're eating like a pretty big deficit. Slight deficit, you can be fine, but. If you jump into a random sport, what can you do to improve as quickly as possible in that sport aside from direct practice? Depends on the sport, really. Get stronger, get faster, more explosive. Probably for most sports, get your sprint speed up, get your acceleration up, vertical. But yeah, just do sport-specific lifts, really. Depends on the thing, though. Someone advised me to take time off squats to focus on accessories for hamstring development. What do you think? It depends. Is that your weakness? If he's just telling you that randomly, then he's probably stupid and should be giving you random advice. He doesn't know anything about you. Most people do have weak hamstrings, so that's pretty viable typically, but you don't necessarily need to take time off squatting to develop your hamstrings. You can do both. For wrestling, I get a lot stronger back. A lot stronger hips. Everything's in the hips. Every sport get stronger hips, glutes. Yeah, Zerchers would be fucking great for wrestlers. Probably the best thing you can do, honestly. Zercher squat, deadlift. No, Zercher deadlift. Am I imbalanced if I can only barbell row 155 for 5, but bench 225 for 5? Yep.
Definition.
Yeah, that's the definition of imbalance. Fucking row a shit ton more. In my opinion, you should be able to bend over row as much as you bench. Like strict row, the same as you bench. So. He said my squat was bad, and he said it was bad because of weak hammies. I mean, I really can't comment that without seeing you. Maybe, I don't know. But you can still focus. You can still work on your squat while strengthening your hamstrings. But yeah, wrestling is a lot of technique, but just how to get stronger hips. Low box, wide stance squat, box squat, deadlift, RDL, bar humps, back extensions, any hinge, pretty much. This is Wisconsin, bro. What's the W stands for? Jesus. Maybe not from the U.S. Doesn't make sense. If you're from the U.S., then you should know this W. Has anyone ever told you have luscious eyelashes? Eyelash program tips. Adam here too. We both do. Look at these things. Where's the fucking camera? Look at these things. You want to get in there and show them those eyelashes? Boom. We're fucking handsome dudes.
I don't think I'll ever be doing that again.
Nope, that was one and done. It probably is all in milk. Good for your fucking hair. I'm half balding, so I don't know about that. Okay, when I row and my elbows aren't symmetrical on both sides when they come out. One flares more than the other, and I can't fix it. When you're doing a bent over row, probably lower the weight then and really focus on it. Let's see. Should I stop all vertical pulls then? My horizontal pull is weak, but I am relatively strong at vertical pulls. I did a 90-pound chin up at 108 pounds. Don't have to stop doing them by any means, but you should definitely work on your horizontal row. I have nothing yet, alright. Is a bodyweight Z press something that should take a long time to get? I'm pretty much there, but adding 5 pounds feels like an eternity. It depends on your size. Like fucking Eddie Hall getting a bodyweight Z press would be pretty damn impressive, but some dude who like is built like a 12-year-old, that's not very impressive. So
fair.
Like, by the way, that's why bodyweight multipliers aren't the greatest.
You can night out.
See you, man. Can I start breathing heavy like Blaha, please? Dude, I think he breathed. I think he said he had a deviated septum, but that's what I got, and I don't go between fucking shit. Yeah, I think he's just fat and old. Will barbell glute bridge help hip strength? For sure. It's not gonna have like a shit ton of carryover to like squatting and deadlifting, but it's gonna have a lot to sprinting. So, kind of the way your glutes are used. But, of course, like, work your hips in a bunch of different ways, single leg deadlifts, stuff like that. Just wanted to say I greatly appreciate these coffee convos. One of the only legit YouTube fitness guys out there, and also one of the only guys on this site I care to know personally. Well, thank you, man. It means a lot to me. I try to be as genuine as I can. I mean, you guys see my training every single day, so it's not like I'm hiding shit. All I do is put everything out there. If you don't like it, whatever, but if you do like it, it's awesome. Thank you, man. I missed what you said earlier about which exercise for hip strength. I heard you say back extension, but say you can't really do that because lower back issues. What? I don't have lower back issues. I have probably one of the strongest lower backs on the fucking planet. Exercises, I think I said, when I said deadlift, RDLs, back extensions. Oh, from yourself. Sorry, man. They can be good for back issues. Like, when have you tried them? Are they hurting you doing back extensions? Any other minimalist style training styles do you recommend aside from Wisconsin method? I mean, straight up Bulgarian style, like normal Bulgarian style training. We're not going to like a daily max every day. We're not necessarily PRing every day. It's pretty minimalist. So, besides squats, was a good quad accessory. I tried one leg presses, but I can't get proper ROM without shin split. Do you mean like a leg press machine? Do a shit ton of lunges. Oh, they shift my vertebrae. All right. Do you have access to a reverse hyper? That'd be awesome. I have a video of. Oh shit! What am I fucking doing? What the fuck? Sorry, I'm fucking hitting shit. There we go. Dude, fuck yeah, you guys should come to Madison. So do you have reverse hyper? There's also one of my videos. It's a type of back extension that doesn't load the spine. I have it. I'm like laying over a bench. It's from like 2 months ago maybe. You should look at that to strengthen your lower back. Our deficit semi full snatch grip deadlifts a true leg builder. I think they're more of a back builder than a leg builder probably. Do you do more exercise besides the one movement to a max, or just one move only one, or just one move only for the whole day? Yeah, just one movement. Max out, go home. Sometimes for rows, if they're strict, I'll do a drop down step. Other than that, no, not really. Just one rep max for the most part. Where'd you learn to program lifting? A lot of places, a bunch of certifications, education, experience mostly though. Do press work every day because I can't press with Bulgarian. Yeah, like if you're doing other things, you're just doing a slightly different version of Bulgarian. You're not doing Wisconsin method, which isn't bad. It's just different. Yeah, I'm not a certified starting strength coach. I'm sorry to break it to you guys. Would slingshot bench press work with Bulgarian? Probably. Pretty much everything works to some extent. Will you stall out quickly? Maybe. So, Just give it a shot. If you only go 3 days, then you just wasted 3 days of your life. That's not much. When can we expect a collab with Alan Thrall? If he invited me over, I would gladly come to his gym, teach him what it's like to actually work hard. Jason Blaha says skull crushers to the face or neck or what's causing tendonitis. Is this true? No, having weak tendons is what's causing tendonitis. Thoughts on weight pull-ups are good. Fuck yeah, Connor. Elgin intensity. His stuff used to be kind of funny. I don't know, his now he's just like form policing, which isn't funny. Like, oh wow, some guy rounded his back slightly. Hilarious. Elgin intensity. Ugh. Dude. Do you think? What do you think? I think should hit what? Do you think I should hit PRs in all rep ranges on overhead press in order to raise? Not necessarily. How do you strengthen my tendons? By working them. That's why a lot of these stuff I do in bad positions. I allow my clients to do a lot of rounded back stuff. Don't go nuts with it, but you know, challenge your tendons once in a while. Okay, 8-hour arm workout. I saw your 100 kilo, 225 is America, 225 pound safety squat or safety bar behind the back overhead press for 2. Any idea where your overhead press is? Must be strong. I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. It's probably decent. I'd assume it's over 225, but again, I don't press very often, so. Is Eric still doing the high volume band work every day? I don't know. I've noticed daily my muscles are increasing like crazy inside. That's awesome. If you're working, keep doing it. What do you think about Islam? I think if you're peaceful with it, all the more power to you. Same with any religion. I'm not religious myself. I have Jewish heritage and whatnot, but I'm not religious. I think when you die, you're dead, and that's it. So, go fuck yourself. Live a good life. Would it be dumb to do a single leg Zercher routine for lower back? Getting real sick of the conventional lifts just to get fat, unathletic log legs. Yeah, I mean, go for it. Oh, lower body, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I don't do regular lifts. Yeah, dude, George Lehman's tricep tendon are fucking crazy. Thoughts on Jefferson curls? I think they're really good. I have clients doing those quite often. Not just for building mobility, but for building spine control, which is something you know people are lacking. Bulgarian for jaw exercise. So a friend of mine apparently bought me a jaw exercise for Christmas as a joke, and I'm gonna go Bulgarian on it. Yeah, jaw exercise. And that video is so funny because he's like, "Oh, it's great for like regrowing your hair," and like runs his hand through his hair, and he's like half bald. It's like not working that well, obviously. Like this is the most bro sciencey thing I've ever heard in my entire life. George Lehman, man, it's a big boy. The chat, I'm gonna my jaw's gonna get out to here. I'm gonna look like fucking Mark McGuire, peak steroids. So what kind of weekend deadlift in mid 300s and squat in mid 200s? Should I focus on deads or squats? You should focus on both. Nothing to say you can't focus on 2 lifts. Just get stronger overall. Depending on neck training, I think it's unnecessary. I get why people do it more with thicker neck, and maybe if you're a wrestler, but again, you're probably getting enough neck train just from actually training for wrestling. So if you like doing it, go for it. If you want big neck, you probably want to train a lot, but I think it's unnecessary. It's, again, not worrying about carryover necessarily, but it's not going to have any carryover to anything. Do you ever train your 5 rep max or 3 rep max? And do you ever do back off sets after 1 rep max? I do 3 to 5 reps for rows usually. And I'll do back off sets for rows that are strict, like the seal row and pen lay rows I was doing them. But other than that, I don't do back off sets. And it's usually a 1 rep max. What's the difference between doing a 1 to 5 rep max versus 5 times 2 or 3 by 3 on a strength day? Like, if you're doing Bulgarian, do you mean, or for normal training? If you're just hitting a 1 to 5 rep max, you're probably not getting enough volume. You're not doing it every day. Let's see. Do you think you could coach Jason Genova to the point of having a 6-pack? I think I could, if you listen to me. For $1 million, for sure. I don't like wrestler bridges for neck, to be honest. Seems like too much compression. Better to do with weights so you can work up. I don't know, honestly. Have you ever done RDLs Bulgarian? Me and Eric experimented for a little while. I don't think I uploaded that in his videos, with having toes elevated RDLs. We did those every day. It lights up your hamstrings like a motherfucker. But no, not really. We did it for like 3 days straight. That's it. Let's see. So if you're just doing like a 1 rep max on like normal strength training, if you're not going every day, you're just not going to get enough volume or frequency. So that's where like why multiple sets are a thing. So difference probably not that much, honestly. 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 3 by 5. The difference isn't that much. It's good if you're like to hit different rep ranges sometimes, but the difference is pretty minimal, honestly. Did you do cardio? No. Used to, not now. Have you ever felt your traps or neck get strained from super heavy dips? No, but you're probably letting your shoulders rise up and you're dipping, so you should keep everything back. Asking me, I did RDL, started a week ago, could only get 225 for 15, today I got 315 for 15. That's fucking awesome, man. That's a hell of a jump. Should your bicep to tricep strength be equal? No. Your tricep should be stronger. You should be able to, like, you know. Let's see. Best exercise for improving power, vertical jump, in Kung Fu martial arts. Probably a very wide stance, box squat onto a very low, or not super low box, but to a parallel box. Perhaps the best thing you can do for building a vertical and sprinting speed. So that's what I do. Big strong hips. It's the way to go for every sport pretty much. I don't do Kung Fu now. Alright guys, like 10 more minutes, I'm done. I gotta take a piss and work out. How do you motivate yourself to train when you don't feel like training? Training shouldn't be about motivation, it's about dedication. So I'm compelled to lift. I love lifting. I look forward to it all day. It's mostly what I think about. Think about chicks and lifting, so you know, think of what's to come from your lifting. If you don't feel like training, think about how much worse off you're gonna be not training. There you go. That's about it. What's your day job? I am a personal trainer / coach, whatever you want to call it. Is it not optimal to squat ass to grass and pause often since the loads are not the heaviest possible? I think it depends, again, what your goals are. If you're an Olympic lifter, you definitely got to be squatting ass to grass. If you're a power lifter, probably not. It's good to probably do some cycles where you're doing it. But that's the thing too, if like you should be able to always squat ass to grass. You don't necessarily do it all the time, but you should be able to. That's again comes back to having a base. If you can squat 500 pounds of parallel, but you can't even get to an ass to grass squat, something's fucked up. Let's see. Pressing for Wisconsin method. Yes, you typically stall quicker. You might want to not go to 100% maxes with pressing every day. Maybe go to like 90% maxes and increase from there. But it does work. You just stall faster. That's all it is. You're probably not going to make it a week even, but whatever. You still make some gains. So yeah. Yeah, with squatting, like you should be able to do all kinds of squats, no problem. Since I started Wisconsin method, I feel way more energized, which is great, but now I have trouble fall asleep at night, which I didn't have before. Any tips? Take some NyQuil. If you're drinking a bunch of caffeine, maybe reduce it a little bit before you lift. Read. That usually puts me out. Find a good book, start reading it. Not too good, you want to fall asleep, but if you're falling asleep. Melanin or whatever the fuck it's called. Some people take that. You take a what do you call it? Jesus. Antihistamine, that'll put you out. Yeah, don't use your phone. Black out your room. Like, get some dark curtains, turn off your phone. Melatonin, that's the word I'm looking at, melanin. That made no sense. Melatonin, thank you, Marco. Yeah, black out your room as best as possible. Close your fucking eyes. Yeah, no, I don't know why I said melanin. I'm fucking retarded. When I get above 315, I pretty much always pause my squats no matter what. Is that okay? Pause squats are great. You should be able to not pause them though. So maybe work on the Convo bounce. You'll be able to squat more, not pause. So how much is too much? If I have 3 days a week to train, is it too much to try and fit lunges, front squat, Jefferson deads, and Zerchers in the same week? No. Depends how you're doing it though. Yeah. Do I train daily? Yes. I think the past year I've taken 2 days off. One was this Friday because I had to drive to Chelsea to the airport and the gym was closed by the time I got back. It's kind of a last minute thing. And then so the other day I was like super fucking sick or something, I remember. So even when I'm sick, I usually train. I don't know why I did that day, but I must have been really sick. High rep squats are torture for me and interfere with the rest of the workout. Can I do sets of 3 and 5 with super short rest intervals? It depends on your goals. Why are you doing super high rep squat sets? Julian, yes, I do train the same movement every day until I plateau, and then I move on to another lift. What do you like about your job? I can choose my own hours. I can take days off whenever the fuck I want. I get to talk to interesting people most of the time. Some people aren't so interesting, but a lot are. And I get to see people improve themselves, which is also awesome. So, some personal trainer in my area was busted for giving his clients roids secretly. Did anything like that ever happen in your town? Not that I've heard of. That's some sketchy shit, though. Be in a lot of trouble, not, just very unethical. Are we interesting people? Yeah, you guys are interesting. You're all dumbasses, but you're interesting. I feel like I was only lifting low reps and was stalling on the weight. How do I know I plateaued on a lift when I fail it? Sometimes I'll go after a lift again if I fail one day, if I know it was like a mental error, or like maybe I didn't eat that day or something. I'll maybe go the next day, but other than that, I'll just switch lifts. If you had to compete in bodybuilding, powerlifting, or strongman, which would you choose? Strongman for sure. That's the only one that's like for me a sport. Like, we get shit always. People, powerlifters complain. But like, it's not mono. You can choose your own weights. It's kind of lame, I think. Nothing wrong with powerlifting. For me, it's lame. Like, you basically know the outcome before you even enter the thing. That's weird. I don't like that. Is Wisconsin method supposed to grow your muscles or some shit? Because I'd love to try it, but I only see neurological gains and no muscle hypertrophy. Probably not eating enough. It's not optimal for hypertrophy, but it's certainly not just neurological. Is Bulgarian minimalist? I guess. I'll do one lift, so. I mean, it depends what kind of Bulgarian you're doing. There's multiple kinds. For Olympic lifting, no, not really. The way I do it, yeah. Do you squat every day and do 1 rep max, or do you... What? Yeah, I just do 1 rep. It's not just squatting. I do other lifts too. Depends what lift I'm doing. But yeah, just 1 rep max. I have a hard time finding buddies that lift because they'll always preach to me about conventional training. Fuck them. Shit friends then. I don't know, just get real strong and then tell them how you got strong. Maybe they'll get more into it. First time I've heard of the Wisconsin Method's intermediate program for strength. No, the Wisconsin Method is how I train. It's not really for intermediate. Yeah, it can be for intermediates. It's definitely not for beginners. If you're a beginner, you should not be doing training how I train. You need to be building a base. And you get strong everywhere. Yeah, the Wisconsin Method, I have a whole video on it. Work up to a daily 1 rep max, as high as you can possibly go that day. Not just like a 90% max, do a full max. Like the kind that makes Louis Simmons proud. Go home, that's it. Next day, do the same lift, try to 5-10 pounds more, maybe 20 depending on the lift. Go home, do it again, go home, do it again, go home. Once you stall, switch lifts. It's not a program, it's a methodology. What's a good quad exercise that isn't a squat? Lunges. Bulgarian split squats. How long are your sessions usually? An hour to 2 hours usually. I take long rest periods though. This is okay for beginners. It's terrible for beginners. Beginners should not be training like I do. I know it's fun to like max out shit every day, but you need to like build a fucking base. I have a video just check out a video. I have a video like from last week talking about having a base means. I recommend you check that out. So let's consider beginner lifter. If you're asking what's a beginner, you're a beginner. Honestly. Low weights is a beginner, not lifting heavy, poor base, just getting started. Those are beginners. Have you ever had to kick anyone out of your gym for some reason? So the gym I owned in Norway, it was small, tight-knit community. I had some professional athletes there and stuff. And we had basically got a clause in a contract that I could kick people out at any time. If I didn't feel they're working hard enough, if I thought they were a bad influence. So probably about a third of the people who came to my gym got kicked out, like sometimes mid-session, sometimes after. You know, I always say you become the average of the 5 people you hang around most, especially in the gym. So you have a lazy asshole doing half-ass curls in the corner. I would get rid of them. So, just been recovering faster aside from food and sleep. For example, I bought compression socks and my calves are healing much more quickly. There's not a whole lot of science behind it, but taking like contrast showers can help. Managing your stress, especially if you have a shitty girlfriend or boyfriend, get rid of them. You don't need them. Stuff like that. Eat better, more vegetables. If Westside Barbell invite you to their gym, would you train concurrent with them? If I was there, fuck yeah, I'd do what they want to do. I wouldn't try to like change what they're doing. But if they let me, like if they're like do what you do, then I'd keep doing what I'm doing. But fuck yeah. Best press for Wisconsin method. Had some success with push presses, but others haven't been as fruitful. Decline bench, dips are probably one of the better ones. Z press, half kneeling press, stuff like that. Out of all the odd lifts you've done, what do you think is the most technically difficult for beginners and perhaps even intermediates to do? I don't know if it's technically difficult, but it's the most dangerous is a Zercher deadlift. Please, people, stop fucking doing them. They're for advanced people. You should not be doing Zercher deadlifts. They don't have, just fucking stop doing it, please. I know they're awesome, but Jesus. Pretty technical. Those like banded or bands are like pulling me back with the safety squat bar front squats. Those are pretty technical. That was hard. I don't know. Most technical. I don't do many technical lifts. Most raw strength stuff. I asked what's beginner because I lift alone and stay out of the lifting community and don't talk to others much, so I don't hear gossip about these things. I mean, there's no like set numbers for beginners, but like if you're intermediate, in my opinion, you're probably squatting 405 at least. You know, you can kind of gauge other lifts off that. Let's see. But yeah, just look at some standards. Like, again, there's no set numbers, but for me, a lot of it's just like how well you move too, not just the numbers you're hitting. How come some powerlifters look fat? I'm not into bodybuilding, but some look like they go for beers every weekend. I mean, some probably do go for beers every weekend. But, I mean, having some fat on you is going to help make you stronger, basically. Does a belt help injury prevention? Not directly, indirectly it does. You're able to brace harder, so that could, you know, reduce chances of injury. But that's indirect. It's not the belt itself isn't doing it. You being able to brace harder is doing it. So, have you ever tried captains of crush grippers? I've like fucked around with them randomly, but never actually trained with them. Yeah. You know. Any recommendation on lifting shoes with a raised heel? Got some worn out. There's a company. The fuck are they called? Hold on. You're gonna like these. They make Tom Platz's shoe. His official shoe. I'm gonna find this for you, man. Who was that who said that? What up? Hold on. Risto, R-I-S-T-O Sports. They're all handmade shoes and they're pretty cheap. I use wrestling shoes. They're on raised heel though, but that's what I use. Boom. So yeah, what up? Check out not necessarily his shoes, but that brand makes some really good stuff. If I were gonna buy some again, I'd buy those. Thoughts on suitcase deadlifts? Pretty sweet lift. Have you ever felt like you're going to die, get injured during a lift? Those, what I do, 335-pound bench dips. That was probably the most dangerous thing I've done. That felt pretty scary. That's why I only did them for like 2 days in a row. But I had 335 pounds on a safety squat bar on my back and did bench dips. That felt scary. Thoughts on lifting barefoot? If your gym allows it, go for it. I mean, these wrestling shoes, I'm almost barefoot. They're like, oh, you can see this. They're like, there's basically nothing on the bottom. You can see how thin that thing is. So. Let's see. Are Olympic weightlifting shoes good? Because I mean, they help a lot of people squat. They're just another tool to have. Come on, did you ever check out Fucked Up? What's that? Does training forms have carry over to grip, or do you gotta train them separately? There's some carryover. I think a lot of like the captains and crush stuff isn't actually going to carry over to like barbell grip. It'll make you better the crushing movement. There's different ways. There's like crush grip. There's pinch grip. There's the fuck you call it, squeeze grip. I don't know what the term is. And there's like reverse, also the fourth one, like opening up. What was it band? I'll check them out. Oh, I did check them out. Yeah. I don't. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. I'll check them out tonight. But yeah, so there's different ways to train your grip, and one's not, it has some carryover to the other one, but not a whole lot. So, any tips on the Zercher cycle? I got my Zercher deadlift up to a point now. That one is Zercher cycle. You should be doing Zercher cycles first before Zercher deadlift. But anyway, any tips for putting it in your legs? Also stance width. Put your stance before you even lift it at where you're gonna squat. Don't try to move after that or just squat super wide. Just whatever feels most natural for a Zercher squat. That's where you should deadlift from. You should be able to deadlift more than your Zercher squat anyway, so shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. That's the only tip. Just deal with the pain. I try to put it somewhat far back on my legs so I can get under it closer, so I'm not like lean forward at the start. But other than that, all right, like 2 more minutes, dudes, and then I'm out. I need a fucking lift. I ain't got all night. Is it possible to do Bulgarian along with an upper-lower split? Yeah, but not like I do. You don't want to be doing maxing out. Like you can do a traditional like squat every day to like a technical max, and then an upper-lower split on top of that. But that's not really the best way to do shit. So, but you should be doing absolute maxes then. Look up John Bros talking about squatting every day if you're interested in doing other stuff on top of it. But that's best if you're doing like separate from your normal training. Like squat in the morning, do other training at night. So, what's my favorite food? Absolute favorite, probably a cheeseburger. Other than that, Are you asking my split? I don't have a split. I do one lift every day, same lift. Yeah, probably cheeseburger. I like Mexican food a lot. Burritos are pretty awesome. My diet's a lot of chicken patties. I like chicken patties. But yeah. All right, 2 more questions. I'm done. Get the fuck out of here. Got a lift. Yeah, pissed like a motherfucker. But do Olympic weightlifters juice? Probably. I don't know. Depends. Don't worry about people juicing. That's my opinion on juicing. Don't worry about it. People think, oh, it like creates like unrealistic expectations, but whatever. It's just bigger goals to shoot for, and even if you fall short of those goals, you're still probably gonna hit. You know, you're probably better than most people. So don't worry about people who's juicing, who's natty or juicing. Fucking that subreddit. Oh my god. I'm kind of surprised I haven't been put on there yet, which makes me kind of sad. Makes me think I should get bigger. Would I try steroids? No, I don't. A, couldn't afford them probably. B, don't really, care. If someone was like paying me $40 million to be fucking Wolverine, I would. But other than that, no. Why are martial artists against weights? Personally, I haven't seen any negative effects. Because people are stupid and uninformed and do whatever their coach used to do in the 60s. That's why most like martial artists are against them. Thoughts on why literally everyone loves Alan Thrall. He just teaches mediocrity to the extreme. Amen, Craig Prince. They like him because he makes them feel good about their shitty lifts. And by like empowering them to feel, because they have perfect form trademarked, that they're better than people lifting way more than them with not 100% perfect technique. So, yeah, like, I don't know. Alright, dudes, I'm heading out. Have a nice night. I'm gonna go fucking squat 700 pounds, and then have people talk shit about how my hands are touching the fucking rack, like that's doing 300 pounds of it or something. So whatever. Anyway, fuck you. See ya. Love you all. I can't fucking get off this shit. There we go. What the fuck? There we go. Bye, guys.